Inside the Philippines lies one of the most suffocating prisons on earth, a place where the air feels heavier than iron bars. The heat is relentless, thick with humidity and the stench of decay, and the silence is often broken by the restless scurry of rats that thrive in its filth. In this hellish confinement, survival is not determined by law or justice, but by the brutal whims of a man known only as the boss. He is not a warden, not a guard, but a mafia-type inmate who has turned captivity into a business. Here, even the right to breathe fresh air, drink clean water, or taste a piece of bread must be purchased. For most, that price is unbearable, and tragically, once someone steps through the rusted gates, escaping is nearly impossible, even for the innocent. The country's justice system moves so slowly that prisoners spend years, sometimes more than 15, waiting for a verdict that may never arrive. In the southern province of Cotabato, one of the nation's most notorious facilities, continues to receive new prisoners every single day, despite being dangerously overcrowded. Among today's arrivals is Sonny, a 35-year-old man accused of attempting to murder a supermarket cashier. It is his first time behind bars, and he steps into the prison yard with the naive belief that nothing could be worse than the accusation against him. He is wrong. What awaits him is a living nightmare, an environment where the average temperature sits around 35 degrees Celsius and nearly 1,600 inmates are crammed into a space originally built for just 600. The moment Sonny enters, his transformation begins. The prison barber shaves his head without a word, stripping away the last visible trace of his former life. Then he is dragged into the cell block, where from now on, even the simplest human actions, eating, sleeping, walking, will be dictated by the cell leader. Inside a room meant for only 25 inmates, 69 men breathe the same stale, scorching air. Thieves sleep beside murderers. The beds aren't really beds, they're towering bunks built for tiers high, with 3 men sharing each level. As the newest inmate, Sonny is assigned to the topmost tier, the hottest and most suffocating spot in the entire room. The fear sinks in immediately. Regret follows, like a shadow clinging to his every breath. He learns that he must remain inside this cell for 15 straight days before earning permission, only with the warden's approval, just to step outside. The prison itself consists of 2 decaying buildings, barely standing, designed for 600 prisoners. Now, 1,600 souls are forced into it. What is more astonishing than the overcrowding is that only 5 guards patrol the entire compound. 5 men against a horde of desperate inmates. If a riot breaks out, there is no force strong enough to stop it. But chaos is rare, not because of control by authority, but because of fear. This prison is not governed by the guards. It is ruled by a prisoner. His name is Odmer. To the inmates, he is not just the leader, he is the president. Every new prisoner must stand before him. Surrounded by men wielding wooden batons, he listens, watches, judges. Those who obey his rules survive. Those who do not disappear from relevance. Odmer has placed a price on everything that should be free: walking space, sitting spots, food, and even clean water. Those who could not pay are condemned to drink polluted liquid from beneath the floor water that spreads disease with devastating speed. When sickness comes, they wait in agony for death, since medical treatment rarely arrives. Odmer has been here for 13 years. Once a wealthy businessman, his life darkened after a land dispute with his nephew turned violent. He insists the killing was an act of self-defense, but his trial, like thousands of others, remains dormant. Now, imprisoned without a sentence, he enjoys luxuries unimaginable to the rest: a private room, a television, a mobile phone, a comfortable mattress. Even the guards avoid conflict with him. In fact, his men perform tasks that should be handled by officials: head counts, discipline, and management of daily operations. At precisely 4 p.m. each day, inmates are gathered for counting. Odmer's men call out the numbers, while the guards merely jot them down on paper. The moment the doors clamp shut afterwards, punishment begins. Those who violate the rules are beaten without mercy. The cells are sealed, and silence becomes suffocation. Food and water are available only twice every 12 hours. Sleeping is nearly impossible. On his first night, Sonny breaks down quietly, the weight of despair sinking into his bones. Meanwhile, special privileges allow Odmer and his closest allies to roam freely under the curtain of night. According to him, all men inside these walls are equal. Exit him. The darkest truth behind this overcrowded hell is not cruelty alone, but the collapsing justice system of the nation. A severe crackdown on narcotics has led to hundreds of daily arrests. The courts now drown in over 700,000 pending cases, defended by just 1,600 lawyers. Each lawyer buried under nearly 400 cases. Judges are few, time is short, and lives are lost inside slow-moving files. And so, prisoners wait. Days turn into years. Hope turns into silence, and in the deathly heat of this concrete labyrinth, Sonny realizes the most terrifying part of prison is not the bars, not the violence, not even the man who calls himself president. It's the fear that he may never leave. Some inmates have already been trapped inside this prison for over 15 years, and at this point, whether someone is guilty or innocent no longer matters here. Survival is everything. Sonny spends the entire night unable to sleep, his mind overwhelmed by fear and regret. At dawn, when the cell door creaks open at 5 a.m., he watches light spill into the darkness, but still, he is not allowed to step outside. He must be patient. For 15 long days, he survives on hope, thinking of his wife and young child. Only after those agonizing 2 weeks does he finally get a chance to walk out of the cell, assigned to cleaning work around the prison. The smell is unbearable, but the ability to stretch his legs and breathe even polluted air feels like a momentary escape. New inmates follow the rules religiously, knowing that any disobedience means losing access to food, which for them is the only peaceful moment of the entire day. Sonny now understands the harshness of this place and silently wishes he could turn back time and undo the actions that brought him here. Among the few guards is Mayor, an officer who has worked here for 18 years, constantly battling corruption, handling escape attempts, riots, and smuggling. Once every month there is a sudden search operation where cells are torn apart and contraband, like knives, guns, phones, and drugs, are seized. Those caught are punished severely, often locked alone in dark cells or denied the right to meet their families. Every Saturday, inmates are allowed 3 hours of visitation, where families bring food, clothes, money, and hope. This is the only day when the prison becomes quiet, almost peaceful. But even this fragile happiness unfolds under the stern eyes of Odmer and his men. Once the short-lived joy fades, prisoners return to waiting for a court hearing that may be postponed 23 times or more. Odmer has long abandoned the hope of justice. He has chosen instead to embrace his power inside, living better within these walls than many do outside. Sonny, however, is slowly crumbling under the pressure. The walls that contain him feel tighter every day, and desperation begins whispering ideas of escape, though deep down he knows that escaping this place is nearly impossible. And as darkness settles over the prison once again, Sonny realizes that his true battle is only just beginning. If you liked the video, subscribe to the channel and stay tuned for the next video.